What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get back into what's going on over there in our friendly neighborhood of Iraq. Okay, you guys know if you are thinking about buying precious metals, and you should by now, give a consideration to our friends over there at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description. If you are a first time buyer in the United States or Puerto Rico and you spend more than $100, use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and you will get a free half ounce of silver. You guys know I got Pimpy's Investment Chat, a Facebook group over here, obviously on Facebook. Over here, we do talk about investment ideas such as gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. Come on over here and join us. It's free to do so. The link will be down in the description. All right, so I went through the news, and so there's a couple of things happening that people are bringing to my attention and asking questions about. But this one just popped up right now. So it looks like the security media, that's actually, I believe, a group, believe it or not, targeting Baghdad airport was carried out by 3 drones. Let's see, I think so. The security media cell stated on Thursday that the Baghdad International Airport was targeted by 3 drones, one of which was shot down. Well, that's going to be interesting because we know Iran has been running around getting willy-nilly with their drones. So I'm wondering if it's them that's causing this heck. Anyways, I don't think it says in this article. This is after an outlaw group targeted the airbase on Wednesday evening with 3 missiles without causing human or material losses. I don't know what the hell's going on over there with their missiles or rocket launches. They seem to be terrible at it. They never seem to hit any targets, which is kind of weird. You ever notice that? You might get 1 or 2 casualties in there, maybe, but for the most part, it never hits whatever they're trying to shoot. Sent a statement by the cell stated after an outlaw group targeted the airbase on Wednesday evening with the 3 miles without causing human or material losses, it returned again late on Wednesday night and targeted Baghdad International Airport with 3 drones. A plane was shot down. So we're going to find out real quick where those planes come from. Kurdistan's finally going to start paying their, their government employees using digital payroll. That's good. At least they won't have to wait 3 years to get their damn money. So the Kurdistan region Deputy Prime Minister Talabani on Wednesday announced the creation of a new digitalized payroll system for the government, which would use an individualized digital identity number to track and pay every public sector worker in the Kurdistan region. So good. Expedite getting me my money. I would support that. So, okay, this is not really big news for the most part, but very funny. So, Talabani confirms the readiness of the Kurdistan government to support American investors in the region. Yes, we need to see more of this. More outside investors, more big name companies coming in, more companies putting people to work and getting people off any form of aid that is supplied by the government. This is good news. Okay? So it gets into detail. I don't want to bore you guys with this, but it gets into details about what they're expected of one another. It's the same. We've spoken about this before. So the central bank sells the highest amount of dollars since the exchange rate change. Well, that's good news because if people lose faith in the Iraqi Dinar, usually what they'll do is they'll hold on to the US dollar instead. So if they're starting to part more with the US dollar, they're starting to regain a little faith in the currency, possibly. Also, it's a great way to help keep the exchange rate under control for the most part. So it says the useful summary and for the important news you will find anyways to get past that. Here we go. The total sales of foreign currency auctions of the bank today amounted to $217,769,315. Nice. because they're usually what, around the 90s, 80s, 90s. So that's pretty much up there. So they go on to explain in here what's going on, transfers credits, blah, blah, blah. All we care about is how does it affect the exchange rate. Well, what that does is it keeps the exchange rate by flooding the market with US dollars. When you say I'm going to auction, think supply and demand. If there are plenty of them out there, the demand is low. Therefore, the currency loses some of its luster, some of its value. See what I'm saying? So if they want to increase the value of the dinar against the US dollar, this is one way to do it. Flood the markets with US dollars. The demand is low. So I know people brought this up to my attention and we're like, what does this mean? How does this affect the exchange rate? And that's how it affects the rate. So the auctions are used to basically keep the exchange rate in a range that they're happy with. But those auctions are getting ready to stop here. Not too much longer, anyways. Part of my finance comments on the rise of the dollar. We know why. I think supply and demand. I would guarantee they're saying that here. Well, maybe not. So for think supply and demand, that's all you got to do. There it is. Dollar's exchange rate against Iraqi dinar came due to supply and demand. Merchants' dealings and dependence on foreign currencies and their preference over the local currency. Yeah, it's a dang shame when people would rather have somebody else's currency but your own. Looks like, the Kurdistan regional government is heading back over to Baghdad to do what? Yes, the same old thing. Continue negotiating. Man, I think this thing has been going on for a better part of a year and a half. I'm not even kidding. These two don't have a problem. They ironed out what they wanted, but unfortunately, you got to count on the different parliamentary blocks to support this agreement. So, anyways, it's once again it goes into details about what they both agree on, both sides, where they are in this negotiations, and of course, we hope that they do sign this because they need to unite and become, one as people, especially with ISIS running around and stuff like that. So this article is funny because World Bank, of course, looking like the piranhas that they are, thinking they found some prey. That's what I don't like about them. I was just kidding. Iraq has drawn up a policy to improve the country's economic reality. But meanwhile, look at the World Bank confirmed on Wednesday its readiness to respond to any request submitted by the Iraqi government regarding loans. I bet you are. Because they usually have some types of rules whenever you get loans from them, and that is, you'll abide by certain policies that they want implemented, stuff like that. Dr. Shabibi said way back in the day he didn't like the Paris Agreement, even though they were going to remove a lot of their debt. He said because it's really good at keeping inflation low, but it's terrible at allowing the economy to grow. And as you could see, true to what he predicted, it's definitely there. So yeah, this is just the World Bank running around like a lapdog, chasing after Iraq, letting them know that, hey, anytime you need some help, let us know. We got money to loan. But I think with the surplus of money, there's no reason for them to really take out a loan. So the reservoir is filled. So they don't need any more monies. I'm trying to think of what I'm missing here. So with oil prices being up around $72 a gallon, and they budgeted for $45? Yeah, they've already managed to cover the deficit. And, the extra money, the surplus money, again, is going towards building the private sectors. So that's, again, what you want. That's what helps strengthen the currency. You get people back to work. They get their paycheck. They go out and buy things that they want and things that they like, strengthening the economy. We talk about this. And then also strengthening, obviously, the Iraqi dinar. So there's the general, along with the mobilization popular group. Did I get that backwards? Either way. So he's out and about. That's good news. Last thing you want is some kind of little conflict going on within the borders of Iraq, considering everything else that's going on. So Britain's over there striking agreements with Iraq as well, as far as outside investors, as far as trades and the whole nine yards, which is good. this is another thing we look for. Within hours, a jump in the dollar's price in Baghdad aimed at governance assurance. Yeah, so, this is going to be us when we go to hand them our dinar and they give us this back. I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be nice? Don't lie. Look at these stacks. So for the most part, you guys, what's going on out there? There's not a whole lot. I do like the fact that the United States and France and Britain and everybody else wants to come over and do business there. Outside investors coming in. This is going to be important. There was an article I saw earlier that said, nonetheless. So yeah, the news is kind of boring today. Sorry, you guys. There wasn't a whole lot. The currency sells big. We want them to continue to sell the currency. You don't want them to hoard it. That strengthens the Iraqi Dinar, one of the small things that help strengthen it. And again, we need Erbil and Baghdad to iron out their differences, get their agreement going. We need to figure out who it is that's causing, who's becoming a little doo-doo disturber out there in the Middle East. I'm pretty sure we all know who, but I don't want to make no assumptions. If you want stability there, I think we just literally go to talk to Iran and tell them to stop. You know what I mean? Stop doing what you're doing. They were the number one funders of terrorist groups at one time. So, not a whole lot of excitement there. I'm still feeling pumped up about the news I heard. I'm trying not to get over excitement because there was no, what do you want to say? There was no confirmation that what I thought was correct. But it's at least, it's hard not to get excited at the thought of it. You know what I mean? Because I know you guys are all thinking the same thing. I am, that Trump would be reinstated soon. Now, how realistic that is, I don't know. Because I can tell you that our Constitution does not address in any way, shape, or form an event in which a person got into power based on what could be an alleged rigged election. So once a person's sworn in and into the White House, the transfer of power has happened. We've never had a president get sworn in, participate in the transfer of power, although these two didn't, if you think about it. Remember, Trump just took off. So keep your fingers crossed. I'm hoping it is that kind of good news, but I don't want to, it's hard not to get excited about it. It really is. So, sorry you guys, I'm just babbling on a little bit. That's what's going on with the Iraqi news. We want to, of course, things stable down just a little bit. We want people to feel secure there. We want outside investors to come in and invest. We'll keep an eye on it. That's it for now, you guys. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. I'm out.